Hello, and welcome back to the Whole of Daily Asking. This Am I the Arsehole episode is going to be focusing on some despicable people gaslighting their partners in some very aggravating stories. Starting with, am I overreacting for being upset that my girlfriend secretly used my credit card for months? I'm gonna say yes, but let's see the post. I, mid-20s M, have been dating my girlfriend for just under 2 years. I currently make a very decent amount of money, and she knows this. I'm also very on top of my finances and credit and stuff. She, maybe not so much. I typically pay my credit card down to zero, regardless of the balance, every month. In December, I was travelling and doing some budgeting, so I just happened to check my statement. I noticed just a handful of charges that I didn't recognise. Some shopping online, random stores and shit, and even some cash advance transactions which I get charged a fee for. Not a big deal in and of itself, but I figured my card had just been compromised. I reported the charges, got a new card, and proceeded carefully with my card info going forward. I didn't accuse anyone and just chalked it up to bad luck. Fast forward a few months, my friends and I planned this trip to Mexico for about 2 weeks at the end of January, beginning of February. Before travelling, I told my credit card company I would be out of the country, so there were no problems with purchasing things. They called me and told me they'd flagged some charges and wanted to know if I was back from my vacation. I am not back yet. I started putting 2 and 2 together and came to the realisation that it could only be my girlfriend, and I'm really crushed about this. I confronted her and I've attached the text messages. I really just don't want to see her because I'm so angry and don't want her to be at my house when I get back. But I understand she lives there and I can't just kick her out. Am I overreacting? Here are the screenshots. Listeners, let me know what you think in the comments. Good morning, babe. When you wake up, I need to talk to you about something serious. I just left the gym. Is everything okay? I'm okay, so I got woken up to a call from Amex this morning for a fraud alert about some purchases on my card. I had to temporarily lock my card. This is the last thing I want to deal with right now, person, and I'm very frustrated. Oh god, that's awful. What do you need from me? Can I help at all? I'm sorry, babe, that's so annoying, especially while you're travelling. Starting off by playing the stupid card, let's see how far that goes. Yeah, it's very annoying. I'm just going to be direct and ask you, why and how are you using my credit card? Wait, me? What do you mean? Person, please just be honest with me. It says there were purchases for $36 at place, and then another $224 at other place, both local spots in Austin. So you're saying I did something? Babe, how would I be using your card if it's with you? Wow, I think she's got him there. You know, if you ignore the fact that probably 90% of people use their phones for payments. I don't know. I'm asking you directly. I don't want to accuse you of doing anything if I don't have the full picture, but from where I stand, this is the only thing that makes any sense. So, did you use my card at place? Why would you automatically think it's me? Because this already happened months ago. I assumed my card just got skimmed or something, I don't know, but I replaced it, and it didn't happen again. Now I'm out of the country and it happens again. I'm sorry, but you have to understand how it looks to me. Just answer my question, please. Are you using my card? Well, I did a couple times, like back in September. I thought it was okay though. It wasn't like that. I don't know if she realises that it's a case of if she admits to some of it, she automatically admits to all of it. She expects him to believe that her and someone else have been using his card without him knowing. It wasn't like what? So you're saying you didn't use my card yesterday at place, only back in September? I just didn't think it would be a big deal. I used it before to buy some of the furniture for the house, like you said I could. So you copied my card number and betrayed my trust. Or what? I don't think you're being honest with me, so are you telling me that you didn't use my card yesterday? And before, you didn't take cash out from somewhere with my credit card? I didn't copy your card number. When I took it to buy the furniture, it added to my Apple Wallet. There it is. I may have used it a few times in between then and now, but you're making it sound like I stole money from you or something. You're making it very dramatic. Well, that's because it's a big deal to me. You stole sensitive financial information from me. I'm just confused. What are you using $500 of cash advance for anyways? Why wouldn't you just ask me? I never got any cash out of the card. I don't know what that's about, I swear. This isn't for that much, but I certainly didn't do it. Right around the time I left for Mexico. Oh, Okay, I see. So the card is on my Apple Pay, so I must have been defaulting to yours on accident when I use Venmo to pay my friends and stuff. I'm really sorry, you have to trust me here, this was a mistake. So, was it a mistake to spend $200 at Place yesterday too? On my card? I just don't understand, why wouldn't you just ask me for money if you needed it? This is low. You know how I am about this kind of stuff, and you exploited my worst insecurities. I truly just didn't think much of it. You'd been paying your card off all the same, I just didn't think it would hurt you as much. That doesn't make it okay, come on. You know I would do anything for you, and if you asked for the sun, I'd have climbed Everest to try and get it for you. Stealing from me is not okay. It was never a ton of money at a time. I ultimately planned to pay you back, but I guess I do also understand why you're upset about it. You cash advanced $500 in December. It's not about whether it's a lot to me, but you realise that it's simply not okay. You've been doing this for months. When was the repayment going to start? I needed money at the time, and I just didn't know how to ask you at the time. I'm sorry. Lamau, I'm sorry, I can't have too much sympathy for you. You live with me. I pay the mortgage, and don't ask you for anything. I already pay for everything for you. You know I'd have helped you, and you've never had a problem asking me for anything. I love to spoil you, you know that. You're acting like I'm some sort of criminal or something. Please, just take a deep breath. I'm sorry. No, I'm acting like you just broke all the trust I had for you. It's been so hard for me in the past few years to open up to people like I have to you, and this is the exact reason why. This is exactly what I've been afraid of. I feel like you're blowing it slightly out of proportion. Don't tell me how to feel about this situation. My bank locked my card and called me about possible fraud while I was in a different country. Do you not understand that this is a major deal to me? Do you get how bad this looks? On you and myself as well. I apologise. You're focusing on the wrong thing. And what's the right thing to focus on right now? That I was stressed and I was scared and I didn't know what I was going to do. Now you're making me feel like a terrible person for that. God, I can't believe this woman. The most insulting part is how gullible she thinks he is. You are pissing me the fuck off. Cut the victim shit. You are not a victim. If anyone is, then it's me, but I'm not even playing that card. So be a woman and help me understand why you'd hide something like this from me instead of just talking to me. Make it make sense to me. I feel like you don't trust me sometimes, like the way you're interrogating me and talking to me right now. Right now, it feels like you're holding your money over my head. I'm laughing out loud. When have I ever held money over your head? Never asked you to pay me back or made you feel bad about not paying for anything ever. I deserve the same honesty and respect I give to you, my girlfriend. I always put you first. How the hell am I holding money over your head? I told you I was sorry. I don't know what else you want from me at this point. I feel like I want you to understand why it's a big deal to me and why I'm so hurt. If you don't get it, then you just don't get it. But I want to be frank with you and let you know I'm reconsidering this whole thing. I have a few more days here, and I don't want to be consumed with this while I try to enjoy the rest of my trip with my friends. I've given it too much time this morning already. I don't want to talk to you between now and when I get back. We will talk in person then and figure this out, but I'm incredibly hurt and questioning a lot of things. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being punished, and it was never supposed to be this big of a deal. I love you immensely and never wanted to hurt you. You're right, I should have talked to you. I hope you can understand this was a huge mistake on my part and I don't want to lose you over this. I love you more than I can even put into words. I fucked up. Oh, long one. She does not respect you at all. She's lied to you to the absolute bitter end. And if you didn't have actual physical proof, she would have continued lying for as long as she possibly could have. I hate to just sound like the classic Redditor, but definitely leave her. There's so much to say. She's such a terrible person. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Am I the a-hole for asking my therapist if he farted? I've been in therapy for about a month because I'm struggling with a few personal issues / major life decisions. We've been doing therapy via Zoom and telephone. My therapist is a nice guy and I feel that he's been helping. We had a session yesterday and he asked if we could use the telephone rather than Zoom because his connection wasn't good. I agreed. About 1/3 of the way through the call, I heard a fart. A really loud, unmistakable fart. And I know it came from his end of the phone. I was kind of shocked, so I just kept talking. But then a couple minutes later, I heard some more unmistakable sounds. It literally sounded like he was taking a shit while we were on the phone. I heard the water plop. At this point, I'm disgusted and annoyed, and I said, "Sorry, but are you taking a shit while talking to me?" He got all flustered and denied it. I said, "I heard you fart and now I hear plopping noises. I'm not an idiot." I told him it feels disrespectful because he wasn't focused on what I was saying, and I feel violated too. Like, what if that's a fetish or something? It's just unprofessional. I doubt it's a fetish. Far more likely that he just needed to go. He kept denying, and I said, "It's fine, but I don't want to listen to you taking a dump," so I hung up. He didn't call back. Okay, if he called you back, maybe I'd consider that it's a fetish. That would be incredibly weird. I got an email today, hence the post, saying we need to reconsider my therapy at this time because of my behaviour. Seriously, what? Was I really out of line for that? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when he was the one that was rude. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. If it was just a case of you both continuing and pretending like it never happened, then no harm no foul in my opinion. Or if he'd owned up to it and confessed that he just needed to go, which would have been the right thing to do. But to terminate your sessions and blame you, that's just embarrassing. Am I the a-hole for using home security cameras to expose my girlfriend's lying? My girlfriend Anne, 25F, and I, 25M, have been dating for the past 5 years since college. After graduation, we were semi-long distance, living close enough that we alternately visited almost every weekend. In 2018, Anne got a job in my city and we found a nice place and moved in together. Now's a good time to mention the security cameras in our house. Break-ins are unfortunately common where we live. We thus got some motion-activated cameras, one of which has a view of our kitchen, to monitor the back door. The cameras only record when there's motion, so they can retain footage for a long time. Anne, of course, knows this. About a year ago, Anne started complaining that I wasn't contributing equally to chores. I've been obsessive about chores my whole life. Growing up, not doing dishes meant no video games for a week. When I lived with roommates, I was always the chore Nazi, making damn sure we all stuck to the chore wheel. Anne is just as fastidious about chores, so we just naturally alternated who did what. I'd just been brushing off her remarks, but over the last few months they've become much more aggressive. For example, I was vacuuming and Anne said, "Look at you, finally cleaning up around here." I replied that we alternated vacuuming, to which she retorted, "No, you've vacuumed maybe twice since I've moved in." Exchanges like this have been happening so frequently that I began to doubt my own recollection. Am I not as clean as I thought? Finally, she exploded at me last week. She said that having to stay home constantly over the past few weeks exposed how little I do around the house, and that she didn't move in just to be my maid. Questioning my own sanity, I spent a few hours going through the entire 1.5-year archive of security camera footage, and tallied the exact number of times the kitchen camera caught each of us doing the dishes. Our cleaning supplies, vacuum and mop, etc., are in the kitchen pantry, so I also tallied up how many times we each grabbed cleaning stuff. To my vindication, the tally showed that we indeed split chores equally. She vacuumed and mopped 5 more times than I did. I did dishes 20 more times than she did. Given that we vacuum or mop at least once a week and do the dishes at least every day, these are insignificant differences over the 1.5 years we've lived together. When I confronted Anne, she shrugged off her behaviour as remembering things differently. But the real sin here was what I did, which she called unforgivable violation of her privacy, akin to abusive stalking. She has broken up with me and is trying to move out, although obviously that is difficult due to the current circumstances. I'm totally heartbroken. Anne was the love of my life, and I can't believe she destroyed our relationship like this. To make matters worse, she told many of our friends, who are mostly siding with her. They've been texting me that what I did was creepy, abusive, controlling, invasive, etc. I'm at a loss. I'm beginning to think I'm the one who's off base here. Well, I know it's difficult how everything has happened, but you need to ask yourself if you are happy in that relationship with her acting like that. Because if this is her reaction, then that obviously isn't something that would ever have changed. Some people just like to make belittling comments to or about their partners, probably just to make themselves feel validated. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you're probably better off. A lot of people in the comments say how this is likely just a sign that she was looking for any reason she could to leave. Which is probably true, but I'd be interested to hear what exactly she told your friends to make them act the way they did. Wow, you've made it this far. You must be sick to death of my voice. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to share your judgment on these stories, please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.